400 square feet of lawn. Get a picture of that. You buy a 3-pound box of grass seed and it'll say, this will cover 400 square feet of lawn. All right? And we know they got the square feet of lawn by doing what? How'd they figure out square feet of a lawn?
Multiply side by side.
They multiplied one side of the lawn by the other side of the lawn. They said if it comes up to 400, then you only need one bag or one box, because each box will cover 400 square feet. You follow what they're saying? It's the same thing when you buy paint. When you buy paint, it'll say on that gallon, this gallon of paint will cover so many square feet of wall or area or whatever you're painting. It'll cover that many square feet. Well, you don't know how many gallons of paint you need until you know how many square feet you have to cover. Once you know how many square feet you have to cover, then you say, okay, this gallon will cover so much of it. I may need 2 gallons if I have twice as much square feet, you see. I may need 3 gallons. But you don't want to go out and just say, okay, I'm going to paint my house. Let me go out and get a few gallons of paint. Especially anymore, most people don't just go and get a thing of paint off the shelf. You pick a color, and they have to mix that color, and you want that color to be the same every time you go back to get some more. Otherwise, you're going to have a psychedelic looking house. So you have to figure first how many square feet you have to cover. Then you know how many gallons. So it's the same thing with grass seed. So it says, how many boxes of seed does Carlos need to grow grass on a lawn that is 100 feet long and 80 feet wide? We know we need 1 box for every 400 square feet. We need to know how many square feet we have, right? How many square feet are in his lawn that is 100 feet long and 80 feet wide?
8,000.
8,000, right?
How do you get that?
Yeah.
You get,
You mapped me on that.
no, look at it, look at it. Did you draw the picture?
Girl, I was trying
Yeah,
to.
Did you draw the picture of his lawn?
That's about a part I got.
If his lawn is 100 by 80, if his lawn is 100 by 80,
Okay, side by side. He need 2 boxes.
well, let's figure how many square feet.
Okay.
80 times 100, you know just to put 80 and add 2 zeros. Anything you multiply by 100, you go 2 places to the right, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's where she got her 8,000 square feet. Okay? This 80 times this 100. So now if he's got 8,000 square feet and each box will take 400, every time I can take 400 out, that's another box, right?
Yeah.
That lets me know I need to know how many 400s are in 8,000. You see what I'm saying? So I say, how many 400s are in 8,000?
2 and 800.
20.
If you only got 2, you'd only be able to do 800. We want 8,000, so we have to get 20 sacks of grass. Now, what stumps some people here, because it says a 3-pound box.
Right.
It don't matter that it's a 3-pound box, it's just 1 box. They didn't ask you how many pounds. It says a 3-pound box, so this box weighs 3 pounds. Doesn't matter how much it weighs. What matters, we're on 257. What matters is that this box is enough to cover 400 square feet. Now I want to know how many of these boxes do I need. Don't let's see, every number in a problem is not a number that you need to solve the problem. You see what I'm saying? That it's a 3-pound box, so what?
It's 3.
It just weighs 3 pounds, but it's still just 1 box. And that one, what's important is that 1 box will cover 400 square feet. Then that lets me know just logically, I need to know how many 400 square feet I have. Because every time I have another 400, I need another box, you see? So I needed to figure out how many 400s did I have. First I had to figure out how much space was in the lawn. And we knew that was side times side, or 80 times 100. We're on number 5. Once we figured that out, then we figured out how many 400s are in that amount to know that we need 20 boxes of grass seed. Okay? Everybody following? Okay, makes sense?
Yeah.
Number 6. Bill wants to put 2-foot by 2-foot carpet tiles on the floor of his living room, and they show his living room floor to the right. Find the least number of carpet tiles he needs to completely cover the floor. Again, first thing we have to find out is what?
14 times 20.
14 times 20. How much space we have to cover?
280.
Okay. 280 square feet we have to cover. That's how much space we have. How much space is going to be taken up by those 2-foot by 2-foot carpet tiles?
4.
4 square feet, right? So 4 into the 280, we're gonna need 70. You're correct. Okay? See, these look a little harder than they actually are if you take it step by step. And just figure, don't, again, and I say this over and over again because I really want you to stop thinking so much math and just think about it. If this was your floor and you needed to cover it, and each piece of towel was 2 foot by 2 foot, it's gonna cover 2 feet down, 2 feet over, 2 feet up, and 2 feet back, right?
Yep.
I need to know how many of those will fit there, short of going and measuring it. If you had the need to cover your room, and you had to go to the store to buy the towels, how are you gonna figure out how many towels you need? Just go and say, just give me all you got and let me bring back what's left over?
it's there now.
And they say, no one, all sales final.
Overtime.
All sales final. Once you take it out of here, it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, what if you start and they only have a few boxes and they're not gonna order anymore? And you don't have enough to finish that floor. You're gonna have to cover that big space with something, get a new big couch and put it there or something, cover that floor. But you see how these things are practical. When people say, well, I never have to use geometry, I never have to use algebra. They never use it because they don't know how to use it. It's not because you can't use it in everyday living, because these are things that you do have to do. You wanna buy a rug, you wanna buy a towel, you wanna plant grass seed, you know what I mean? You wanna paint your house. People do all those things. And I don't want to leave it up to somebody coming in telling me how much I need. They could be painting your house and their house with your paint. If you don't know the difference, oh, you need about 10 gallons. What do you know?
Probably only need 3.
Huh? Yeah, you probably need 3. He's painting 3 houses with your paint and your money. Yeah. He said, oh, I got a dummy here. So we want to know. It's the same thing with anything when we talk about percentages and tips and tax and things like that. When I go to the store, I want to figure out what mine is going to be, because I want to make sure when they come up with it, it's close to what I've come up with. I may not get it to the penny because I'm doing it in my head, but I know if they try to charge me way too much, I know it needs to be closer to what I'm thinking it is. You know what I mean? But if you have no idea, and you know, some of those clerks don't have any idea either. They don't have a sign. You go to those, it's funny to me when I go to stores and they have % off, and they'll have a little sign to let them know if it was this is how much it is now. If it's this, I don't trust them. I'm going to figure myself, is this what it ought to be now? There, especially a lot of those places, I know those Chinese restaurants like the Great Wall and stuff like that, they have figured out what the tax is on each dinner. So you order 2 dinners, they're charging you twice what it is, and I'm saying, no, I need to figure that out and see, because a lot of times when you do it separately, I mean, it may only amount to a penny or 2 pennies.
I know what you're talking about.
But you see what I'm saying? When you buy it separately, it amounts to more than when you buy it together a lot of times. And if they're charging you per thing, you could end up paying now. And I look at it as that it may only be a penny or 2 for me, but if they got 200 or 300 folks coming in there a day, that's a lot of little extra money for them. I'm not trying to make them rich. I'm just, you know, so, and I had another girl thinking, I'm glad my food was already ready, because they probably would have messed me up. Because I had her sitting figured. I said, no, I said, I want to see you figure the tax on this. Now, how are you coming up with these prices already? You got it all figured out. Yeah, and it was a little difference.
Wow.
But nobody had ever said anything to them about it, I'm sure, because
That's why it took her that long.
because how many people sit there and figure their taxes?
You sure
You're not gonna
right.
figure whatever the people tell you, you figure, okay, I'll give it to
That's
you.
right.
No, so my kids would hate going in stores with me, because they know if it's a dime, I'm gonna give them my dime.
That just teach us.
That's right.
That's real.
Yeah, it's just true, you can't, I just don't trust those people like that. Okay, number 7 says, the illustration below shows the dimensions of the bed of a truck. Okay, we look and we see that. Find the capacity, and they tell you what that means is the total volume. When they say volume, your mind's got to click on all, and it says in cubic meters. The only way you can get cubic, remember cubic is that little 3. That's what cubic is, like square is the little 2. Cubic is that little 3. Cubic means you have had to multiply 3 things. That's right. Only way you can get cubic. So that lets you know, even if they didn't tell you it was volume. When they say what is cubic, you know they have to give you a length, a width, and a height. Okay? And see, those are the things you have to go in there knowing, so that's what you're looking for. Now, if I didn't know that, if they gave me 3 numbers, I'd probably figure I'd just use them all. Why would they give you 3 if you didn't need 3? One thing you have to know is that if it's 3, you're never going to be adding. It's always going to be multiplying, length, width, height. And that's what they've given you. So you have to find out the capacity, you just have to multiply the 4 times the 2.25 times the 1.5. So the only thing you have there is remembering how to multiply decimals. Knowing that you have to count the places. Okay? It's going to be, because you have 2 in one and 1 in the other, you're going to have 3 numbers past the decimal when you multiply 2.25.